Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapy Clips with Dr. O. Today, I will talk to you about the wellness wheel and self care. The diagram that you see in front of you is the wellness wheel. The wellness wheel on this diagram is broken down into 7 dimensions. I would like to discuss these dimensions with you for your own individual wellness. So I will focus first on the emotional dimension. On this particular dimension, what we would like for you to do is to maintain a good and healthy emotional life because it's important to your overall health. Some ways to stay emotionally healthy are to manage your stress level. Stay on top of everything that you need to get done for your day. And when necessary and life becomes overwhelming, speak to your therapist. The next dimension is the intellectual domain. We will focus on what it means to stay intellectually healthy. Because science have proven the more we read, the less likely we are going to get disorders like dementia in later life. So reading is still fundamental. On the intellectual wellness dimension, we need to stay engaged and curious about new things. So we need to explore the opportunity to learn something new. We need to engage in creative activities. Read just for pleasure. And be aware of the social and political issues in our community. But we can also join like a reading club where we are engaged with other people for the stimulation of our minds. I am going to move to the next dimension now. This is the physical dimension. With the physical dimension, we want to make sure that we are eating healthy, sleeping, managing our stress, taking care of all of our mental, medical, dental, and sexual health needs, and to visit with our physician or nurse practitioner on a regular basis. The next dimension is the social wellness dimension. We need a strong social network to get the support and guidance we need in times of stress and life situations. These relationships can help us to develop healthy relationships with other people. Now I'm going to move to the environmental dimension. Right here. Okay, so in the environmental dimension, we want to be sure that we are taking care of our living environment and our community environment. So we want to make sure that we declutter our rooms, recycle our trash, volunteer to help to clean our neighborhoods so that we can all remain healthy. The next dimension is the financial domain. To maintain our wellness in this particular area, we need to ensure that we have the financial means to live. We need to do things to prepare for today and tomorrow's financial health. So doing things like having a financial plan and creating a budget is paramount to spending and saving our financial resources. The final domain is spiritual wellness. On this domain, we want to ensure that we have an understanding of our own beliefs, values, and ethics to guide our lives. We want to spend time with the God of our understanding and engage in some form of spirituality. Spending time and asking questions pertaining to our spiritual life is very important to our overall well-being. So the next communication that I like to have is a continuing of the wellness wheel. But I'll discuss it differently. Just succinctly, nothing long or elaborate at this point anyway. So, emotional wellness just means creating satisfying relationships. Spiritual wellness, expanding our purpose and meaning in life. Intellectual wellness, recognizing our abilities and then expanding our knowledge base. And also knowing what your skills are. Physical wellness means physical activity, that means exercise, diet, sleep, and good nutrition. The next thing is environmental wellness. That means having a pleasant and stimulating environment that support your well-being. Financial wellness is making sure that our current and our future financial situations are going in the positive direction. And the final thing that we did not mention before, and was the reason that I did this a different way, I explained it two different ways, because what was represented on one model was not represented on the other. So here, this is an 8-dimension instead of a 7-dimension wellness wheel. Now, the final area that we did not talk about before is occupational wellness. Deriving satisfaction and enrichment from some form of work. So that could mean anything to you. A job training program, entrepreneurship, where you're trying to open your own business, working on a job with other people, going to school, taking classes, or, I'm going through some type of job training program to be in food service, or auto mechanic, or anything of that nature. So we also must have wellness in this area. So when you think about the wellness wheel, we should be doing something in every area to ensure our total wellness. And so I am going through different presentations to get back where I need to be, because there's different things I like to discuss. So I am where I need to be now. Okay, so now we're going to talk about self-care just a little bit. Self-care involves all of the dimensions as mentioned before. It contributes to our wellness. Our wellness also includes other areas like family, community, religion, education, government, media, and the business industry. We already mentioned these things, so I won't mention it again. But instead of saying that we're looking at different dimensions, we are still looking at different dimensions, but it's said a different way. So they talk about health, your emotional health, your intellectual health, your physical health, your social health, environmental health, financial health, and your spiritual health. And so now what they have done is they translated the wellness wheel into the self-care wheel. And so when you think about your self-care, you're looking at 6 different dimensions so that you can have a life balance. So once again, this is the self-care wheel, and you're getting suggestions on various domains, the 6 domains. Okay. And so basically, as far as physical is concerned, you want to ensure that you have safe housing, regular medical care, that you're eating healthy, that you exercise, that you're taking care of your sexual health, you get enough sleep, take a vacation every now and then, take time off, do things to ensure your physical wellness, like take massages. If you need acupuncture, that's available. Bubble baths, we can all afford that. It says get a kiss every now and then, that's cute. Ask for nurturance. Take a walk. Turn off your cell phone sometimes. And make sure, this is the most important thing that I see on the list, get yourself some me time. Me time, because it's all about you and your self-care. Now, we're going to move to the psychological domain, and they're going to give you suggestions here for self-care. Engage in self-reflection. Go to therapy. Journal. Now, you all have your journal books if you're working with Dr. O. So write in your journal books. I must remind you, you know I will. Self-awareness, sensory engagement, aromatherapy. Like get one of those little aroma lamps. Put some scents in it and make your room smell nice. Oh, how relaxing it is. You can draw or paint. You go to like a concert, a symphony, or ballet when we're through with COVID. Relax in the sun. Do some gardening. Find some little place in your community and start your own garden. Read a self-help book. Join a support group. I am an advocate for joining an online support group. One in particular is NAMI. You spell it NAMI. And you go online and you just join in. Think about your positive qualities all the time. Those thoughts about positive qualities is going to keep you grounded and keep you feeling good. Practice asking and receiving help when you need it. Sometimes it's not easy to ask for help, but practice, because we can all use help from time to time. As far as the emotional dimension, what I want you to do is to say positive affirmations to yourself. Have that self-love, that self-compassion. If you have the need to cry, cry, because what does crying do? It cleanses the soul and the mind. And crying is all right. Life is difficult. So if you need to cry, go ahead and cry. Engage in social justice engagement. So that means that if you see something going on in your community, become an advocate. Join some type of social group, because there you can make a change in the world. We all love to laugh, so laugh and find the humor in life. Don't forget to say, I love you. You know, I say that all the time. I always say, love always, because saying I love you is going to also bring in those good feelings. Watch a funny movie, find a hobby, and oh my God, it's telling you to flirt. Take the time to flirt. Oh, I didn't expect to see this here, but that is so cute and so funny. Buy yourself a present every now and then. Cuddle with a pet. Tell yourself you are gorgeous, and practice forgiveness. All of these things help us to feel good. Now, we're going to move to the spiritual dimension of the self-care wheel. And we're going to talk about things like self-reflection. Go out into nature. Find a spiritual community. Self-cherish. That means cherish yourself. Meditate. Sing. Dance. Play. Be inspired. Take yoga. Play with children. Bathe in the ocean. Watch the sunset. Pray. Find a spiritual mentor. Volunteer for a cause. And foster self-forgiveness. Moving on, we're going to talk about the personal dimension now of the wellness wheel. We're going to learn who we are. We're going to figure out what we want in life. We're going to plan short-term and long-term and have goals. We're going to make a vision board. Where do you see yourself and where do you want to go? We're going to foster friendships. We're going to go out on dates. We're going to get coffee and have it with a friend. We're going to get out of debt a little at a time. We're going to relax. We're going to write poems. We'll write a book. We're going to spend time with family and friends. We're going to have cookouts. And maybe you'll do this. Learn to play a guitar or some other type of musical instrument. Now, we're going to move to the professional dimension. And this will be the final dimension for this presentation. This is the professional dimension. Like I said, if you don't have a profession, you can always create one. We can all benefit from a life of work. So when you do, or if you do, take time for lunch. Set boundaries. Do not work overtime. Leave work at work. Do not work during your time off. Get regular supervision. Get support from colleagues. Take mental health days off. Learn to say no. Plan your next career. Take a class. Take vacation and sick days when needed. So, this have been a very, very, very informative presentation, not only for you, but also for Dr. O. She needs to put some of these things in practice too. As you all know, if you're in therapy with me, I need a break every now and then too. And so, with that, I am going to conclude this presentation, and I always want to end with, I'm Dr. O from Human Service Consultants. I am here to provide therapy if you need it or want it. And as usual, I end my presentation with, I want you to have the best day ever. Stay blessed. And finally, you know what to say. Love always. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.